Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Talking Dead. This is episode number 46 for the 6th of June, 2011. It's great to be back. We've got a great show for you. We've got some Walking Dead news. We're going to announce the winner of our 10th Collar Poster Contest, and we're going to complete our first ever Walking Dead actor spotlight on Jeffrey DeMunn. Right. It's a very good time. So before we do all that, Jason, what's new? How are you?
Oh, pretty good. It's D-Day.
Oh, yeah, it's D-Day.
It is June 6th.
What anniversary of D-Day is this?
Oh, good lord. You're asking me spot questions here.
You brought it up to me.
I know D-Day. I know what happened on June 2nd. Invaded Normandy. It was all held.
Yeah, so we're talking 70 years?
Something like that. I think it was, you're going to pull a year.
No, I'm just making myself look stupid for not knowing.
Both stupid.
That's the thing right there.
Anyway,
Okay,
Jeffrey DeMunn.
Jeffrey DeMunn. Happy D-Day, everybody. We will also announce our next Walking Dead actor spotlight. It's a good one. I think we're going to have fun watching this first stuff. We'll get to that a little bit later. First, we'll run through a few items of news, okay?
Sure.
Season 2 character cast.
All right.
So news came out as reported by TVLine.com and on a variety of other places on the internet that they are casting 3 prominent characters from Season 2. Now, as we discussed, we know that the band of survivors we have here are going to end up at Herschel's Farm in Season 2, probably relatively quickly, I think.
I hope so.
And because it's Herschel's Farm, we need Herschel.
We really do need Herschel.
So looking for Herschel. Description is a veterinarian, sort of Wilford Brimley type.
Oh, Wilford Brimley would be perfect for this role. He's either a little too old and or dead. I'm not sure if Wilford Brimley's still alive.
I swear, I couldn't tell you. I'm really not
I think he'd be good for the role, though.
Was he a veterinarian in the comic? Was
He's a farmer.
He was just a farmer?
Well, all farmers I think are veterinarians in some regard.
Why, because they have to birth cows?
The birth cows, and the
Watch
cow
it.
falls over, or you maybe stitch them up. I have no idea. You accidentally hit the hammer because you're dumb. You know, you gotta fix that. So I'm sure they're all vets in some regard.
If you accidentally hit them in the head with a hammer,
Yeah.
you gotta fix that.
Yeah, because guys are really dumb.
I think farmers spend their time corralling animals. I probably should go any further to get myself in trouble. But corralling animals and growing crops.
Well, there's more to it than that. I mean, growing crops is such a huge thing. It involves so much. You gotta rotate crops onto plots of land. You gotta have farm equipment. There's all kinds of stuff. You grow crops.
You gotta drive a tractor.
Yeah.
Right?
I create the internet.
Yeah.
There's a lot involved in that.
Okay, well, apparently he's a veterinarian and he's Wilford Brimley.
So this note says a veterinarian, Wilford Brimley type. Sending veterinarian type, or he is a veterinarian. He's not gonna have farms and have veterinary hospital.
Well, that's an interesting question. As far as I understood from the report, I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, my God. It says that, let's see, according to some just released casting intel, Herschel himself is a vet, as in a veterinarian, not a veteran. Right. Now, the author of this article says that I know of. So, could be veteran, I guess.
Well, you could be wrong.
Wilford Brimley type, but I don't think a mustache of legendary proportions is mandatory for auditioning actors.
I disagree.
This is the playoffs are on. There's a lot of mustaches of legendary proportions right
no,
now.
we need a big mustache. Well, he could be a vet. We need a farmer and a vet. I think that would be a great backstory for Herschel.
I think so.
Hey, veterinarian. As long as he's a farmer.
Maybe,
He needs the barn. All I require of Herschel is to be around and have a barn.
full of zombies.
Well, that's I just want to have a barn because that leads to the spoiler.
Just a barn.
Just a barn.
I don't know
For some reason.
what's in the barn. You could just keep a distractor.
Yeah.
They're also casting Maggie, who's his daughter.
Very good.
And as we know, ends up as a love interest for everyone's favorite character, Glenn.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, people should know that by now. In the article, it says his daughter Maggie sounds like a younger version of Andrea with better horseback riding skills. What does that mean? I guess she lives on a farm.
We have more horses. Everything ride horses now because
Sure.
Andrea doesn't have horseback riding skills, and that's when he becomes in season 2.
Yes, instead of learning to ride a horse, he's going to learn how to shoot a gun.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's a good trade. Finally, there's Otis, the middle-aged ranch foreman who's such a sweetheart that he all but loses it when he accidentally shoots a fellow survivor. Now, this is a reference. This TV article is referencing the comic book. We all know what happens in the comic book with Otis. This person is not saying that happens in the TV show because nobody knows that yet. But it's the first time I thought back to Herschel's Farm and thought about what happens, and thinking that could be very cool to see on screen.
Yeah, it really would be quite thrilling.
It would be super emotional. You know, we haven't,
No, but
we haven't, the whole Shane thing didn't play out in season 1, which involves a pretty spectacular gunshot wound. And we haven't really seen one yet, I don't think, for one of our living survivors. Right. I think that'd be exciting.
It would be
Especially if it is who it is.
Yes,
You know what I
I
mean?
do know what you mean. All right. Now it says that Otis is a middle-aged ranch foreman. They're already get a ranch. There's going to be a farm. There's going to be a barn, and Herschel's going to be a vet of some kind.
A veteran or a veterinarian.
That's right.
Or
Either way, good for the group.
well, that's true, actually. A veteran knows what he's doing. Weapons, presumably.
And the veterinarian knows what he's doing.
Chickens are right animals. Yeah. But veterinary skills can be, I think, to a certain extent, transferred to like human doctor skills.
Right. You know, person babies, really.
Exactly. We know we're doing one of those. All right. Next item this week is that The Walking Dead has won some Eagle Awards.
Hooray.
The Eagle Awards are a British series of awards for comic book titles and their creators.
Do they have eagles in Britain?
I don't know. When you win one of these awards, you're presented with a live eagle,
That seems weird.
and you take it home.
That's like giving somebody a puppy. You're making an awful lot of assumptions about that person's life when you give them a puppy.
It works if you know that person is a family member, but it doesn't work so well. If I showed you here and said you're a puppy for Christmas, that'd be weird.
It would be. I think giving somebody an eagle, maybe loan them an eagle for a little bit with a handler. Because giving somebody an eagle is a hell of a responsibility.
You know, just as an aside here, not that this show has been nothing but so far. When I was with Dave, who meets him back on the podcast very soon, anyone who's listening for a while knows Dave. We'll talk about something he's going to go later. But I saw him on the weekend at a rib fest near his house, and there was some people there that had live falcons and eagles and stuff like that. So they had them perched on
Was
their
it a show or was it just people?
No, it was people who were supposed to have these birds. It wasn't just like idiots on them.
Well, they used to work in the children's and family business and used to book a Raptors presentation group.
Got it. No, it wasn't a show. It was there. And so they had their little roped off area and a couple of stands, and the birds would stand on those stands and just look around and all eat, and then sometimes they'd come over and stuff. Cool. Like, it's really, really
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, birds are very
Birds are very fun, and they do critters too. Like you can hire someone to bring critters to your birthday parties.
Snakes and puppies and snakes and puppies and snakes eat puppies. And
Yeah.
it's all random name for children.
That would be a show. But it's more like stick bugs and tarantulas, and the one I was at, there was a chinchilla. Which isn't really a critter. It's kind of this fuzzy little tooth thing.
Nice.
But my daughter insisted on calling it a chinchilla.
Yeah.
She got one too many chins.
Me too.
Yeah, she's not there yet. But I definitely.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, anyways, that's exciting. I was fun to see those birds at Ribfest. Yeah. And I highly recommend anyone who's done an area make a trip to Pickering Ribfest next year.
Well, the Ribfest is a traveling Ribfest, right?
Oh, so go to your local Ribfest.
It's probably the same vendors they travel around Pickering last weekend. I'm sure they're pretty much everywhere. It's not like they buy all this equipment for the Pickering Ribfest, right?
They should.
Well,
And they should have every weekend.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure that they have Ribfests elsewhere. You can go to. So go to Ribfest because
Support your local economy and eat ribs. Eagle Awards. Yes, remember we were talking about that one?
Eagles.
The Walking Dead won for favorite American comic book, black and white.
I'm still stuck on the eagle thing. So they give this is a comic book award. Yes. Okay. So they're giving live eagles to people that are known to be indoor types.
There's yeah, comic book writers. Leave their house. You need to have
Outdoorsy kind of let's go falconing kind of people.
Is falconing a verb? Is that a word?
I think so.
Go falconing?
Yeah, you have a falcon. You hunt some stuff. Well, you hunt stuff. You can put the falcon, grass things up around.
But birding means you just go to listen to the birds sing or and watch them view them. Falconing probably means just going to view the falcons.
No, I'm pretty sure it means going to hunt with your pet falcon.
Or flying around in the Millennium Falcon.
Also good.
Which would be the definition of falcon.
So I'm really kind of flabbergasted by the fact that they give live eagles. I'm kind of stuck on it.
Okay, well,
I'll move on.
go look up the awards. I'm pretty sure they don't.
I have questions and concerns.
Favorite American comic book, black and white, and favorite continued story for The Walking Dead from 73 to 79, which was entitled Too Far Gone.
Yeah.
So good times. They were up for favorite reprint compilation for one of the trade paperbacks. I forget which one. And favorite comic related movie or TV show, but they lost those two awards. Now I was a little upset that they lost the TV show one. However, they lost to Scott Pilgrim, right, which I think was a spectacular movie.
Was it a good movie?
I don't mind losing that. Really good that movie.
Set and filmed in Toronto.
Well, if you want to get a picture of Toronto, watch Scott Pilgrim.
A weird picture of Toronto, but a picture of Toronto.
Well, weird for us because we're around in every day. But you know, if you need to see what pizza looks like across from Honest Ed's, that's true. You'll see it in that movie.
Everybody needs to know that.
Well, you know, that might be a little
Switch out
bit
later too.
No, that was a dirty one.
I still like it.
Okay,
I live around the corner. I all the time. I got food. It was fine.
Enough with the inside baseball. Finally, in the news this week, the headline is "Low budget cuts hurt The Walking Dead." So here's the deal: The Hollywood Reporter did a roundtable of showrunners of the Max series. They did a bunch of others too. Frank Darabont was on the Max series one, and apparently there have been proposed budget cuts for certain shows, including The Walking Dead. So when asked about this, Frank Darabont said, "Creatively, I have no complaints thus far, but I believe if they do move ahead with what they're talking about, it will affect the show creatively in a negative way." Which just strikes me odd. If you have an asset, why would you punish it?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I have an answer though. Okay. Low budget cuts for The Walking Dead. Not keep them budget mandates.
Yes, cut them and then heal them. That's right. It's kind of distressing that there could be budget cuts. Now, I don't have any insight into what the budget of the show is or budgets for TV in general, I must admit, but it sounds
Sounds like
like
they cut the budget. I mean, AMC is doing so well with all their television. Are they trying to funnel funds into new projects maybe? They're going, yeah, this is a great start. New shows are all fantastic, but we're really running behind the hog right now, and we need to have some money to develop some new shows. Yes, running behind the hog is a new phrase.
TM. I don't know. I mean, why would they be worrying about the budget? I mean, they obviously had a budget for season one. It worked pretty well. You know, they didn't spare any expense on the practical effects, like makeup and stuff like that. And the explosion at the end of the CC there was a bit chintzy looking, but it was perfectly suitable. You know? There were certainly complaints about some of the blood effects and so on, but I really didn't see any of that. That was all great. So you're right. Why would they come along now and be like, we're going to cut your budget by a third or something, and good luck with that?
Maybe they only like by 4%. We need to cut the budget by 4%. Do you think that's possible? Would that hurt you a lot? And they're coming back saying, yeah, 4% either.
Well, I mean, it obviously means something to Darabont because he's saying it would hurt the show creatively.
Well, that's a political game, right? Well, sure. They're saying we want to save money. He's saying no. He's announcing to the media, no, it's going to hurt the show creatively, which then it's negotiations happening in the media.
Yeah, he does have to get people on his side, and there's no one better to have on your side than your fans, I guess, your viewers. But still, I mean, I don't want to see the show take a downturn just because AMC, for whatever reason, is like, yeah, you guys spend $1 million less every episode or something like that.
Right. Depends on what kind of cut they're looking at.
Well, it depends for sure. What can they cut? They can't cut actors. They need them. Yeah, right. They probably aren't lowering their salaries because it doesn't work that way. Right. What are they cutting? They're cutting sort of the marketing budget,
Special effects,
probably not special effects, writing budget. They've been working with this group of I think it's 4 writers we talked about last time, and suddenly there's gonna fire one. So that I don't know. I mean, he said creatively specifically, so that's a little worrisome. If they're limited in the story, they can tell the budget. For example, if they don't have the budget to film in downtown Atlanta for something they really want to do, that's gonna suck. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if they've already written, if they have the story arcs for certain events happening, and they're saying budget cuts, and they're going, well, we can't do that scene without the budget that we planned for, then yeah, it's absolutely going to hurt creatively. We've already planned for this.
Yeah, it's part of the story.
Part of the story. It's like actually to go back and reduce the budget on special and practical effects. Like, we're going to increase the budget on writing, so we have to go back and do the whole damn thing over again.
Yeah,
it pisses me off.
That's for sure. And I hope AMC is not, like you said, trying to save money to produce other series because they've got a good core of shows right now. And obviously they want to expand, they want to keep making new stuff. But Walking Dead's only done 6 episodes, right? And there are lots of plans to do more. They're not going to. I mean, Mad Men is coming back someday, and Breaking Bad's coming back this summer. Killing is finishing any day now. They've got winners on their hands here. Don't screw it up.
Yeah, it's like you go to and you buy a new gold mine. You know there's gold there, and you're like, okay, we need to dig this up. In order to dig this up, we need a certain amount of money to dig this up. And you're going, well, we don't get that much because we want to sell some money to dig it up to something else. It's gold mine. The more you dig, the more money you make here. It doesn't matter.
It's like gold mine, people. Keep your eye on the prize.
Dig more, make more. See, that's first.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
So stick to the gold mine plan, AMC. It's very, very, very simple. Okay, that is it for the news this week. There's not a lot. I think a couple of things may have come up this afternoon, but whatever. Wrote these notes last night. It'll be next time. Didn't hit our deadlines now. Okay, next on the agenda, we are going to announce our poster contest winners. Last week, 2 weeks ago, when we did our program, we asked for the 10th caller to our voicemail line, call in, say who you are, and ideally give a little station ID for us. That wasn't a requirement. You said call in and say I want the poster and leave your email address so we can contact you. We have our winner right now. So here is our caller who wins the poster.
Hi, this is Johnny D from Salt Lake City, and I'm just calling to let you guys know that I really appreciate you keeping us all informed on Walking Dead. And yeah, you're listening to The Talking Dead. The 2 Canadians who make us realize that Canadians aren't that bad.
All right, I'm going to stop right there because he doesn't give his email address. So, Johnny B from Salt Lake City, thank you for calling in. Congratulations, you're the 10th caller.
Thank you for that ringing endorsement. Canadians aren't all that bad. I'm personally dead.
We aren't all that bad. There's some bad.
Well, we're from Toronto, right? There's like other parts of the country that seem like a big country. There's some bad people.
Absolutely.
But we're not that bad.
No. If you ask anybody outside the city, though, if we were.
Oh, yeah, people hate Toronto.
It does, man. But anyways, Johnny B, congrats. We will send you an email in the next couple of days to just make the arrangements for getting you the poster. And thanks to everybody that called in. Too bad y'all can win. I would like to have given everyone a poster, but quantities are limited.
They are.
So there you go. Thank you very much. All right, it is time now for our first ever Walking Dead actor spotlight on Jeffrey Munn. We need some music for this.
Dum, 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 dum. You're always good for sorry. That's probably copyrighted.
Well, we need licensing. Fair use. I think if you sing it, it's fair use.
Really? That's great. Start singing things on the internet.
Yeah, why not, man?
Dum, dum, dum. Now Lucas is making an effort.
Yeah,
I'm finish that.
we don't want
Less than 4 bars, you can sue us.
So the movies we watched were The Blob from 1988, Shelter from 2010, and Green Mile from 1999. We also were going to watch an episode of Law & Order that Jeffrey Munn starred in. Unfortunately, fortunately we couldn't find it.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist on DVD.
At least the first couple of seasons and the last few seasons, but that whole middle 15 years they didn't release.
It's not on iTunes. It's not on Canadian Netflix. If it's on US Netflix, I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't access that. So yeah, we just couldn't get our hands on it. I suppose we should have confirmed that before we announced it. So if anyone out there went and watched it for this purpose, unfortunately we weren't able to. But
I just assumed because I knew that they had that on iTunes. They had a bunch of Law & Order stuff, but I guess.
Yeah, and you think it's been a popular show for like 25 years. You think it would be
I've liked it since the beginning
on DVD or something, but it was really, really hard to come by. So we don't watch The Blob, Shelter, and Green Mile. So The Blob, 1988, was directed by Chuck Russell. It stars Kevin Dillon, Shawnee Smith, and Jeffrey DeMunn.
Yay!
Quick summary: Jeffrey DeMunn plays Sheriff Herb Geller, the local police boss who's trying to deal with the outbreak of a mysterious gelatinous substance that fell from space. Or did it? But I'm going to do Shelter.
Okay, we want to talk about The Blob first.
Okay, let's talk about The Blob.
I hate it.
Really?
I really hate it.
For me, it was a bit of a typical, questionable quality horror movie from the 80s.
True.
It had all those things. It looked like it was from the 80s. The girl from the 80s had the 80s hair.
Survivor Girl.
Survivor Girl, exactly. There was definitely some.
She get reborn and forget. There's rules to Survivor Girl in
Right, she has to come through the birth canal, right? And then she's a victim
Oh,
of
she went into the sewer. Yes, okay.
And then she comes out of the sewer, and then she's a hero.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
so she followed the rules.
Yeah,
I didn't movie that.
Yeah,
And I kind of like Shawnee Smith. I think she's really cute.
I didn't know her before this, and I might have seen her and stuff. I couldn't tell you for
Well,
sure.
she was in Saw movies for sure.
Yeah, I've seen any of
She was on Decker, TV show starring Dan
Dancing, yeah.
and it actually had her, what's his name?
Early Clark.
Yeah, he was on that show for a few episodes as well. And she was in The Stand, Stephen King thing, tie back to Stephen King. And this is off the top of my head. Obviously, I've been following her career. I didn't know her name before this show. I was always aware of this person existing.
Okay, well,
I wasn't a blob though. Come on, it had tentacles. Blobs don't have tentacles.
Okay, you're right. It was a blob that could attack you with tentacles. It could reach up and grab you and pull you down.
The 1958 version was an actual blob.
And you just had to be in the way.
Oh no, here comes this gelatinous thing rolling slowly towards me. And there we go. Oh no, I forgot to leave.
I better leave. Wait, I'll throw a rock in it first, see what happens. Okay, well, I thought the movie was bad, but kind of in a good way. It didn't bother me that much. I enjoyed watching it.
I told my wife about it. She said she remembers watching from the 80s and liked it because she thought it was funny.
Now, there were some gory scenes in this movie, like when the guy gets pulled down the drain in the kitchen. I've seen things like that before, though. And it's always like, they're getting pulled down and their leg comes straight up and their foot beside their head and stuff like that. They're getting crunched through the drain, right? But that was okay. And at the beginning, when the guy she goes on a date with gets blob and like all the skin's off his face, I think that's the cover shot for the movie, right? Or something. So that was pretty cool. He's standing there and looks up at the bottom and drops down.
It would make more sense for the blob to come out the drain and envelop the dude and then digest himself and then just go back down the drain.
Yes, of course, because he would.
Why was the effort of pulling a human being through a 3-inch drain? Like, come on, it's grosser. It is grosser, but just the effort involved.
But it's a blob. It doesn't think about that. It's an all-consuming mass of gelatinous substance.
Tentacles and muscles and things.
Sure. Yeah. When you're stuck in that blob, you better watch
The blob's not internally consistent. That's my only problem. I need things to be internally consistent.
Okay, let's talk about Jeffrey Munn's character. He played a police sheriff who didn't do a lot.
No.
He was in about 50% of the first half, and then spoiler alert, he was eaten by blob.
Oh, no.
However, we didn't get to see it. We got to see all the other blob deaths, all the other prominent ones. Right. But after the kitchen scene we were just talking about, our main character runs out. Not our main character. The waitress in the
one Jeffrey Munn's trying to date.
Yeah, that's right. The waitress in the bar there. She runs out and she's in a phone booth and she's trying to call for help, and she calls him, and then all of a sudden the blob's all over the phone booth and his hat and badger in it. So
he's not home.
No, he's not home anymore.
And then cell phone in 1988, so it's not even. Never actually get it with his cell phone in the ring. Oh no,
right in the blob's right beside her. That'd be good. The sheriff's deputy, who is his partner, he survives most of the movie, but the sheriff Jeffrey Munn does not. So anything about Jeffrey Munn's performance in this movie that stuck out to you?
No, he warned the main character. The main character dude, what's his name? Kevin Dillon. Yeah, he said, "You're 18 now. No more Dewey for you."
That's Matt Dillon's brother.
Yes, he's in the Entourage.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah, no, nothing really.
Which is unfortunate. I mean, it could have been a really good role.
But he keeps on the remake. I mean, 2018, 2018, we're due for a remake. 58, 68, 78, 98, 2018.
Every 30 years, we're
Well, they did 58, it's 30 years, so we're due for a remake this year. They're probably playing it right now.
Yeah, they probably are.
In 3D for crying out loud. It's screaming for 3D.
3D blob.
If they can wait till 2018.
3D will be dead by then. Well, at least it'll have gone away for a while.
I've heard good news now. Actually, you can actually buy 2D glasses so you can watch 3D movies in 2D.
They're still too dark though. That whole other podcast.
I'm excited about that. I guess.
Yeah, why not? Too often there's no option to watch a movie, even if it's released in 2D because it's not playing on the
So you're in 2D glasses and you're all set.
So the Jeffrey Munn dies halfway through the movie. He's rather ineffectual. His performance is kind of understated. He's not a real, go ass kicking kind of police.
No, he's not a main character. He's just a background character. You're kind of a obligatory police officer character.
Sure, but what I mean is he's not proactive as a character. He kind of just sits back and reacts as a police officer in this town. And the Blob, I don't know, realizes that.
They did him a lot though. because he was trying to take away.
He was trying to
So they actually gave him blood. He just wasn't like there for candy. I don't know what the Jeffrey Dahmer
Police
police candy, but they did give him blood.
No, that's true. They gave him blood, and it tied itself, it wrapped itself up well because he was in the first scene of the movie. He was in that restaurant chatting with the waitress, right? And then she was the one who was trying to escape blood in the phone booth, 45 minutes later, and he's there again, but now he's part of the Gladys mask.
For him, he's doing some of this. Like,
All right, Shelter was the next film we watched. Why don't you introduce this one?
well, this was directed by Nance Marlin.
Yes,
Marlin.
Marlin.
Oh my god, and Bjorn Stein.
And Bjorn Stein.
Starring Julianne Moore, Jonathan Rhys Meyers, and Jeffrey Munn. So Jeffrey Munn plays Dr. Harding, the father of a female forensic psychologist, psychiatrist, who discovers that all of her patients' multiple personalities are murder victims, or are they?
In this case, spoiler, they are. So he was her father, this one, Julianne Moore's father. He calls her up, says, come see a patient of mine. He's also a psychiatrist, and I guess she wants him to come and treat this guy. He's come across with multiple personalities, right? He's a bit of an eccentric in this movie.
He is. He actually plays a different role in this movie than I've seen him in any other role, really. He's kind of fun-loving and happy-go-lucky in this movie.
Definitely.
He's kind of playful.
Right, we don't see from Munn very much. In The Law, he's a police officer.
Yep.
In Green Mile, he's a police officer. In The Walking Dead, is he?
Well, no, in 4 Mile, he's a police officer.
In Green Mile, he's a prison guard. Right, similar to a police officer.
Sorry.
And
They police anything.
they police death row. Okay,
I'm not looking for people doing bad things on death row.
What I'm trying to say is he is an authority figure.
Yes.
He's definitely an authority figure in The Blob and Green Mile. And he's an authority figure in The Walking Dead too, because he's kind of a father figure, which is interesting. He's not a police enforcement.
He's a father figure in Shelter.
He is a father, but I wouldn't call him an authority figure.
Right.
Certainly not a disciplinarian. I mean, he may be a smart doctor, right? And he's an authority in his field, maybe.
Smart ass.
Smart ass, yeah. But I wouldn't say he's the same type of authority figure as in the other stuff we've seen him in, right? Which is interesting. It's a different kind of role for him.
It's longer kind of fuzzy hair.
Yeah, wore hat all the time.
Big eyebrows.
What did you think of this movie?
Oh, it's crap.
It was so bad. Now I can't remember this ever being released in theaters.
I don't think it was.
So straight to DVD.
Yeah, it was better than Blood, though.
No way, man. The Blob was better.
No, I'm on board with better than Blood.
Okay, Shelter had the stupidest ending. I mean, the premise itself was like on thin ice. But multiple personality thriller is by itself.
I like the beginning. I really like the first, say, third movie.
When they're introducing
Because he didn't know what was going on, and it had a guy from just the TV show The Tutors.
that's John Rhys Meyers.
Yeah, so he did a good job. I
Oh,
think
he at the beginning.
At the end, he plays a psychopathic, kind of crazy, creepy guy very well.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
in the Tutors, he has to be England at the time, but still he's psychopathic, kind of crazy creepy guy.
Yeah.
So I thought he did a good job at the beginning.
Yes,
The movie took left turn, complete crap. The movie had
It completely falls apart at the end. And then the last couple of scenes are just totally stupid and ridiculous in my opinion. And it's interesting because Julianne Moore is a great actress. John Rhys Meyers, you're saying is good. And we all know everyone's good. That's a star power, but somehow it just didn't work out.
Oh, it was right. It was right. The whole script was just, I think it was crap.
Yeah, that's screenplay. I think. Not a fully sort of realized idea, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, how did you feel about seeing Munn in a role that was a little different than
I
the
like
other
that.
stuff?
I did like that. I like that his character was a little different than what he normally does.
Yeah, it was nice to see him branch out a little bit. You know, when he's been acting for a long time, this is only a few selections from his vast assortment of roles, but I'm glad we chose this one just for that reason that he's a little bit different. So it was nice to see not so much an authority figure role.
Yeah.
Finally, The Green Mile. You've seen this movie before.
I've seen it.
I had never watched it before, so this was exciting for me. Released in 1999, directed by none other than Frank Darabont, starring Tom Hanks, Michael Clark Duncan, Sam Rockwell, and Jeffrey Munn.
Yeah.
Munn plays Harry Terwilliger, no relation to
Psycho Bob.
Yeah. Harry Terwilliger, a death row prison guard in 1932, along with the other guards, has a moral dilemma with his job when they discover one of the prisoners, a convicted murderer, has a special gift. There's no question here whether he does or he doesn't. This movie was fantastic.
It was genius. It was a great movie.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that was wrong with it other than maybe over 3 hour length.
Well, that's the thing I was thinking about that when watching it again. It's like, okay, I find something wrong with this movie. You know, and I'm thinking, okay, each of the, Tom Hanks, great. Michael Clark Duncan, genius. That role was brilliantly played. Sam Rockwell, come on, that was awesome.
I love Sam Rockwell almost everything he does, and he was really, really good in this. I mean, you just hated the guy. Yeah, not as much as you hated Percy, though, the other guard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What a prick that little.
Yeah, he has just. It was a great movie. Just absolutely fantastic. I can't think of anything wrong with this movie other than 3 hours. But still.
But that's I wouldn't hold that against it. I mean, that was 3 hours with not a minute wasted. They took their time with everything, similar to The Walking Dead. They actually, this is one of the few movies where you could have an entire plot point and storyline revolving around a mouse.
The mouse was good.
And make it interesting, exactly. Right? And so
It was nothing wasted. Like the mouse plot was not wasted.
No, it was important to the bigger story. All the characters were fully realized. It all felt like they were real people. They had lives in and outside the prison. You didn't really see it for all of them, but when I realized that was the scene where Tom Hanks' character has all the guys over for dinner when he explains the idea he has. And I'm like, man, these guys are just regular dudes. They're regular guys that hang out outside work, but they also work together. It's really well done. So
Even Graham Greene, Canadian.
oh yeah, Graham Greene, first guy to get executed.
That's right. I really like the scene after he was executed. They were down in the stadium area where they take the guys to the morgue, and the weasel dude was saying, "I hope you run to hell." It's like, hey, he's square with the house. He pays his price. That's right. I treat him with some respect. That's right. I really like that kind of idea.
Well, he's paid the ultimate sacrifice now. I mean, there's nothing more you can give up to sort of make up for your crimes. Square with the house.
Yeah, the movie was good. I just loved it.
Really well done. As I said, directed by Frank Darabont, so we're familiar with him. So Jeffrey Munn played one of the prison guards, a little bit of a background character, but he was in almost all the scenes in the prison. There were a lot of scenes where he didn't even have a lot of lines because he was just kind of there supporting the core group of guys there.
He
Right?
kind of had a fatherly figure kind of vibe to it too.
He was definitely the oldest of them for sure. And he was the only one at the when I mentioned before the scene where they had dinner where they were hatching their plan. I won't give away because you go see it, but he was the only sort of dissenting voice at the table. He was the only one who didn't want to do it, right? And he was more like, we can't get caught. This is our job. We gotta keep things the way they are, sort of thing. So you're right. He was definitely a authority figure here in his job, but also his attitude. So
People go see it. We're gonna go see it. Buy it, rent it, do something, see it.
yeah, it's a great film. It was totally worth watching. So Michael Clark Duncan, do you think like he's a big dude? He was part of his character in this movie was to be a big dude, big menacing guy,
Big, huge,
at least
big dude.
physically. Now I've seen him in other movies such as Daredevil, where he played the Kingpin, and what else? Anything else?
Well, he was in Whole 9 Yards.
I don't think I've seen that. I
You
thought
should see that.
Yeah,
Whole 9 Yards. You haven't seen that?
I don't think so.
Write that down, my friend.
Not either. For a while I thought he was the guy in Pulp Fiction, but that's not him. Okay. So anyway, my question is this: he was a huge guy in this movie. He's not really that big in real life.
They made him blood. He walked on stilts when he was walking with people, and when he shook Tom Hanks' hand, you look at the hand, it's a child's hand. So
Tom
Tom Hanks' hand, when he shakes his hand right at the beginning, they put hair on a child's hand, make it look like an adult hand, and they had him shake his hand. It was all stilts. He's a big guy, but he wasn't that big.
But nobody's that big.
Yeah, he was on stilts because when they were walking next to him, this was obviously they may not be 3 or 4 feet tall than he actually was.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, they must have used some clever camera work here to really.
I've seen it. It's actually a child's hand.
That's a really good way of doing it, actually, now that I think about it. So that's cool. Jeffrey Munn and Michael Clark Duncan in The Green Mile. So watching any of these 3 films, did you have any thoughts about the Munn's portrayal of Dale in The Walking Dead? Do you think any of these, I'm not going to say influenced it because they probably didn't, but do you see a path of Jeffrey Munn as he's gone through his career at all?
Well, I think that he's kind of typecast in that when you want that Jeffrey Munn kind of character, you get Jeffrey Munn, right?
Well, yeah.
So that's the thing. Is I think he's a little typecast, which may be unfortunate, but he has a very honest, open way of portraying these characters, and I think that's he does it very well. But it tends to be very similar in character.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that we haven't seen of his, right? I mean, we could have watched The Majestic and the Frank Darabont. There's all kinds of TV stuff that he's done where I suppose he's probably done different things. But yeah, you're right. From what we've seen, it is sort of always about the fatherly, level-headed, kind of fatherly figure.
Yeah.
And it seems to work well for him though. So Jeffrey Munn, there you go.
Yeah,
we're going to do this again. In fact, we're going to continue doing it. Who is going to be our next actor spotlight, Mr. Miles?
Oh, I forget.
It's going to be
Andrew Lincoln.
main character.
Christopher
He is, of course, Rick Grimes, the central character of The Walking Dead. We're going to do Andrew Lincoln, and here's what we're going to watch.
For now.
For now?
Yeah. Don't spoil anything. He's a character for now.
Okay, fine. We're going to watch the following 3 things, and this time we have confirmed that we have these things available to us.
Yeah.
The first is a British TV show called Strike Back. We're going to try and watch the whole first series of that, whole first season. Only 6 episodes.
Yep.
So you can find that. No, I don't think it's British though. Did I say British?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's available on iTunes.
It's 4 seconds ago. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think it's British. I think, but we're looking at trying to get some of his British shows like Teachers or Afterlife. I think there was one. There was another one too. It's Breakout, which I forget. But unfortunately, it's hard to come by those. They're not available on iTunes here. Not available on Netflix in Canada. And the only thing we can do is order them from Amazon UK, which would cost money to get going. So fortunately, we can't do that. So
More time. probably too much money.
Yeah, the money I could live with, but we don't have time to get shit here. So unfortunately, that is kind of a bummer. But I would like to check out some of those things. Yeah. But we are going to have to watch Strike Back Season 1. We're going to watch Moonshot, which is about the Apollo missions.
Which something I'm interested in. I would watch that show regardless. I didn't know he existed. I would watch that.
What's the name of the guy who plays on that?
Oh, don't ask me that. There's Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and the third guy.
He plays the third guy. Never landed on the moon. So
well, not on that mission, on Apollo 11. He may have landed on the moon subsequent mission, but he on Apollo 11 he remained in the command module while the Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon.
Michael Collins is the man's name. So he plays Michael Collins. It's also stars Daniel Lapine as Neil Armstrong and James Marsters as Buzz Aldrin.
I went to school somebody who was related to Neil Armstrong. Yeah, you know how I knew that?
Their name was Armstrong.
His name was Neil Armstrong. I was like, well, are you related? Yeah, he's made up the name after him. Kind of thing.
Well, of all the people, that's pretty good.
Well, you can go for like named Neil Armstrong.
I had
It's like having this thing named Homer Simpson. Yes, I was named after Homer Simpson.
when I was in grade 7, which is the 7th grade for all the Americans. I had a music teacher named Mrs. Jackson, and she named her son Michael.
Oh, I had in grade 3. One of my best friends was Michael Jackson.
Okay, well, this was just the son of the teacher. When I was playing.
Yeah, he was never used to be away from school. But at that age, that's how I made friends. So people would be together for a while and become friends, and you know, for it.
Stupid kids. So Moonshot, it was a TV movie, and unfortunately we couldn't get a lot else, so we're going to watch Love Actually, which is not a huge part of, but okay, he's still in it.
Yeah, it's got that praying mantis lady, Keira Knightley.
I didn't know she was praying
Yeah,
mantis.
she's got a lot of angular praying mantis, like one of those stick bugs.
You don't like Keira Knightley?
I'm not a big fan.
Okay, you should watch. Oh crap, you should watch that cloning movie she's in.
Benedict Beckham?
No, you should watch that too though.
I've seen that. That's a good movie. She's still, you know, praying mantis.
Never Let Me Go. You should watch that movie. That is a good like real world sci-fi movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Write it down.
Never Let Me Go.
I'll just say it. Write it down. I don't have to write it down.
All I'm gonna say is you already have it in your iTunes library.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there we go. Andrew Lincoln is our next Walking Dead Actor Spotlight. We're going to watch Strike Back Season 1, Moonshot, and Love Actually, all available over iTunes. So if you want to follow along and play along, then please do.
Yeah, call me with your thoughts. Yeah, if you want to talk about these movies or TV shows that we're watching, call me. Tell us what you think.
Tell us what you think. You can just say I love it, rated or whatever.
Tweet, email, Facebook, whatever. There's all kinds of ways. Don't write us a letter. There's no actual physical mailing address.
Nobody gets a letter.
And the Canadian Post Office is on strike right now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Rolling strikes. So
mail probably just won't get here.
if anyway,
Yeah.
come on, the bucks only get through a couple months a year.
Dude, don't perpetuate those. Speaking of that, Johnny B from Salt Lake City, one poster. I'll email you. I'll have to figure something out because, as Jason just said, it might be difficult to mail you something.
Well, that's rolling strikes. It's only delivery carriers anyway, right? Mail processing is not. They back up the mail processing for a day, and carriers next day have to carry twice as much. They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Okay, I'm just saying it may take a little while to mail you a poster, so we'll deal with that.
Especially now that I badmouth Can't Post. They're coming after me. I know.
Bad enough the TDC, they really are.
They don't want the podcast.
Thanks everybody for listening. Like Jason said, call in or send in your thoughts on our spotlight, or anything that we talk about.
Any
You can reach us by phone at 1-866-483-ZOMB. That's 1-866-483-9662. It's a toll free call, costs you nothing. Just so everyone knows, it is 2-0 Boston right now in the second period, and by the time you hear this, the game will be over. But you know, just saying. If you want to find us on Twitter, we are at Talking Dead, or on Facebook at facebook.com/TheTalkingDead. Finally, you can use email and send it to talkingdeadpodcast@gmail.com.
Do you think email's gonna go away after a while?
No, it's just going to continue to evolve.
Like mail?
Into nothing. Mail hasn't gone away.
It's all
It's
this
all
country. Yeah, I think eventually email's gonna go away. Email will be replaced by. I have no idea what RSS feeds because
Except there's always a need to ship physical items. You need mail to send
FedEx is
from
over.
point A to point B. Okay, it's
Point A to
package
Tennessee, point B.
You're right, package delivery, but there's still always going to be a need to like mail something to your cousin in Timbuktu or whatever, right?
My cousin in Timbuktu.
Yeah, you didn't even know.
Wow, I should mail him something.
There you go. So
Sorry, that was a side. I almost finished the show and I went okay.
almost. Just like email still exists, but there are many other ways to communicate online these days. Like many superior ways.
Of which I use almost none.
Well, you got to get with the
I
time.
haven't tweeted in months. I haven't checked my Facebook in weeks.
Okay, all I ask is that at least you tweet that there are new episodes of this podcast going on.
Why? Nobody follows me.
Doesn't matter. Someone might.
I got a notice in an email saying somebody started following me on Twitter. I'm like, what are you crazy? Why? What the hell did that happen?
Well, for the record, I follow you.
Yeah, well, good that it
I always want to know what's going on in your
I'll
life.
tweet the show.
Thank you everybody for listening. Please take part in our Walking Dead Spotlight. Andrew Lincoln. We will announce the next one next week. I think it's going to be a good one. So everybody